Good morning, gang. Joyce with Skipping Cass Farms here. My chore for this morning is to redo and cultivate this sweet tater patch. Now, not long ago, I did a video talking about feeding the chickens out here. And I did, and they did a pretty good job of scratching it up. Now, you can see over here, this is this line on this side, and this is this line on this side, and then I'm gonna end it right about there. So I loaned my broad fork to a friend of mine. They're out of town, so I can't get that back, and this was my marching orders for today, so I'm gonna do it the old-fashioned way with the grub hoe. So I took the grub hoe and marked out the outline, and now what I'm coming through and doing is, okay, well, that's all well and good, but we got to get this vegetation out, we got to get the roots out, we got to get it evened up. But doesn't that soil look pretty good? I mean, yeah, it's wet, so it's a bit darker, but there's a lot of places where it's not real orange like that. There's a lot of places where it's brown, so that's good. That's especially good since it was cultivated last year. So it came up here, and what I did was I used, this is a long handle cobra head tool. Now, for any of you that aren't familiar with it, for a long time they had one that was just a hand size, and I've got one of those and used it and loved it, which is why I bought the big one, so I don't have to bend down so much. But what you can do with this cobra head, let's show it to you. It's dirty, but it literally looks like a cobra head, and you can use it like a hoe. See if I can do this without giving you motion sickness, and go in underneath a plant and just pull it up like that. Then you can turn it sideways, and like if you're just doing light weeding around other plants, little things, and you just want to just kind of cut it off like this, you can just do it sideways and just clean it up like that. You don't have to bend over, you don't have to do anything. But you can also dig, you can take it and kind of bounce it around and get all the dirt off of it, and you don't have to be on your hands and knees to do that. So basically that's what I did. I came through, grub hoed everything up so that it looked like this area here, then came through with the cobra head kind of sideways like this, collecting all the vegetation up. And then when I did that for a large enough area, then I came through with the rake. There's another little one I kind of sort of missed. And so this is getting this ready to put sweet taters in, and then I'll put then I haven't decided how I'm gonna treat the rest of it. It'll take a little while for the vines to cover the ground, so I may put a light dusting of hay. I've got some hay over there. If you'll remember, I had put a bunch of hay in the sheepfold and then discovered that Mama was allergic to hay. So I've still got that piled up over here by the IBC container. I may bring that in and bring in just an inch or so, spread it out. I don't care if it's got seeds in it. I'm not trying to grow. One of the most universal principles in nature as reflected in regenerative ag, is diversity. Diversity of crops, diversity of grasses, diversity of animals. So if I've got some hay on here and it brings in some seed that's not in here already, that's cool. Because the more diversity you have, guess what? If you've got a cable that's got one strand, if it breaks, it breaks. But if you've got a cable that's got 20 smaller strands, it's much less likely to break. So the more points of contact you've got, the more diversity you have, the more it smooths out the ebbs and flows. It gives you more of an even kind of curve. So with that, gang, I've got a day of digging ahead of me, so I'm gonna get on to it. But that's what I'm doing. There is quite a bit of small rock here, and that's because the creek is right here. So the fancy geological term is fluvial sediments, previous creek or riverbed sediments. And so below the topsoil here on top, there's quite a little bit of smaller rock, up to about the size of 4 inches, I guess. There aren't too many bigger pieces, but there are a few bigger rocks around. And so that's just the nature of where my property is located. And then I'm going back through and I decided to use my hard tooth, even backed rake. Why? Probably would have been just as easy to do it with a soft tooth, but this way I can, when I'm done, I can come in and get a nice, even, smooth surface. So that's what I'm doing. Chickens have kind of lost interest in me and gained interest in the food bowl. That's as it should be. So this is how much I have to go, and this is how much I've got done. So with that, gang, I will wish you blessings for the day. Wish me luck, and whatever you do, keep chasing the dream.